Mark, 4 minutes until airtime here on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 3 minutes until airtime. Mark, 3 minutes until airtime on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue comes with 2 minutes until airtime. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime here on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 1 minute until airtime. Mark, network stations, we are 1 minute until airtime on the Appalachian Sports Network until our Coaches Show broadcast. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues during today's broadcast, please call the Appalachian State Studio Hotline at area code 336-831-0827. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter any issues during the broadcast, please call the App State Studio Hotline at 336-831-0827. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
This is Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge and hosted at River Street Ale House on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Your weekly inside scoop on App State basketball. Mountaineer Talk is also brought to you by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Now, to get things started, here's your host, Matt Present.
Happy Monday. Welcome to Mountaineer Talk. Thanks for joining us here at River Street Ale House or wherever you're tuned in on Facebook Live or on the radio. Jordan Marsh alongside to kick off our show here this evening. You can ask a question of any of our guests here tonight. Alexis Black will join us a little bit later. Dustin, Kerns, Angel Elderkin alongside as always. Reach out on Twitter by using the hashtag Mountaineer Talk or email the show, mountaineertalk@gmail.com. And you can also hit us on the text line, 828-295-2063. All right, Jordan, coming off a career-high 23 on Saturday in the win over Louisiana. We talked post-game, but you've had a couple days to reflect on it. When you came in the second half, where you scored 18 of those 23 points, just talk us through the mindset entering a game. You guys are down 9 at one point, and just kind of being that Energizer bunny for this group.
I just knew, like people say, I'm going to spark off the bench, and then I just knew going in, just playing my role, making the right plays, and then doing whatever I can do for the team.
If you were to describe that role to someone, what would you tell them? How would you describe your role on this team this year?
I would just say I'm a winner, and then that's all. Just a winner. I want to win.
Short and sweet, I like it. But I think it's something where you come in as a freshman, and, you know, you're probably not clearly defined initially exactly how much you're going to play, right? It's kind of, in every game, it's a little bit different. Dictated by the matchup, dictated by the score and the time. What's it been like just kind of growing into this role of being able to come in and produce right away, but not being exactly sure when that's going to be or how many minutes in a given game?
I would say it's been difficult, but it's just the college life. I just got used to it as I progressed and got close to my teammates and my coaches, and they just made it more fun, and I'm just loving it.
So often people talk about the freshman season and what goes into the development, and the thing that people most come back to is the speed of the game. What has that adjustment been like? How has the game slowed down for you as the season's gone on?
It's slowed down a lot. I remember at the beginning, my coaches would always tell me to slow down because I'm moving too fast, and it's a game of pace, and then that just stuck with me as I kept progressing. And then I just got better on, the change of pace and how the game is played differently than high school and AAU. So, college is real different.
But your speed's still a big asset. When did you realize, at what age were you like, man, I'm just way faster than everyone else?
I wouldn't say I'm faster than everybody else, but I would say had to be when I was younger. I was just always running around. I was just an energetic kid, just always liked to play, and then I guess that's where I got it from.
Who's been the guy or guys who've kind of taken you under their wing this season?
It's really everybody. It's the team. It's a family. But I would say mainly Don, Miles, and Xavier. They just been there giving me teaching points and telling me what to do, telling me the right thing, the wrong thing, and then keeping my head up and just keep it going.
What are some of those things, whether it be coming off the court, subbed out during a game, or maybe during practice if there's a moment on the side? What are some of those things that those guys are getting in your ear and making sure you understand?
The main thing is all three of them say just next play. Everything's not going to be perfect, so just put it in the past and move on.
Was there ever a point in time where you questioned if your game would translate because you're so quick, you're so fast, but you're competing against guys that are bigger, faster, stronger than they were when you faced them in high school? Was there ever a doubt, or were you confident from the start that no matter your size, you would be able to use your athleticism and compete?
There was never a doubt. I always knew I could play with the best anytime, anywhere, and that just stuck with me as I grew through high school, and then as I got to college, just the confidence rose through the roof.
Well, and you played at Oak Hill initially in high school. What was that like, playing on such a big stage in high school, but also playing a national schedule where you guys are traveling around the country, not all that different from what you're doing in college?
It was a great experience. Just playing against the best players in the world, just getting better every single day. That really helped me a lot, and I'm just thankful for all of that.
Well, and you had a pretty talented team, I'd imagine. Caleb Foster was your teammate. He's now at Duke. I would imagine that was a pretty loaded team. How would you describe just how talented that group was overall?
Yeah, speaking of Caleb, that's my guy. That's like my brother. Grew up with him since second grade. But the whole team in general is just great. They all great people, great players, and then I just love them. Love them like they're my brothers.
Coming here to App State, what was it when you got attracted to the Mountaineer program and got on campus? What caught your eye about this program and about Boone as a whole?
The thing that caught my eye was Coach Kerns and the coaching staff, and then just the scenery. Just going somewhere different. Being in the mountains is kind of cool, but it gets a little cold, but, like, it's fun up here.
Yeah. This season has been special. We've documented it throughout the year, the role you guys have been on, and I know that there's still many goals left to accomplish, but just describe what the camaraderie is like and what it's like, game after game, to be around the guys and to be enjoying this role this season inside that locker room.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This season has been nothing but a blessing. I just thank God for putting me in the right position. The season is going great. Teammates, coaches, everybody's doing great. We just got one goal in mind, and that's just to win.
Was there a moment for you where you kind of realized that chemistry was there, whether it be sometime in the summer during team building activities or into fall camp? Like, when did you realize that this team kind of had that it factor?
I realized during the summer, like during summer workouts, or even like after summer workouts, whenever we would like hang out with each other, like we just always been around each other, just created a strong bond together, and then it's just been great.
For you down the stretch, what are your goals the rest of the way? Obviously, you described yourself as a winner, so winning is up there, right? That's number one. But for you and your continued development, what do you want to achieve from here on out?
I just want to be the best player I can be, and the best person I can be for all the young people out there looking up to me, or just people out there who just rooting on me. I just want to put on for them.
What's it been like? You mentioned the folks, whether it be young kids that come on the court after games or whether it be the college kids in the student section cheering you guys on. What's it been like just to experience the environment around App State basketball this year?
It's been great, and then I'm just blessed. Just seeing little kids coming to me after the game is just such a grateful thing. Because I remember I was like that when I was younger, and then I always knew that I wanted little kids to look up to me like I looked up to other people when I was growing up.
Who were those guys that you looked up to?
Mainly my brothers. They're older than me. They played sports, so I just was under their wing the whole time I was growing up.
Well, Jordan, it's been a lot of fun to watch you here this season. Best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us here on Mountaineer Talk.
Thank you.
Jordan Marsh kicking off our show here tonight. It's Mountaineer Talk. We're just getting started from River Street Ale House. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Dustin Kerns up next after this timeout from Learfield.
Covering App State University takes the strongest wireless service. Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
We'll have more Mountaineer Talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
For generations, hard-working people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
App State's top-ranked online MBA is designed for you. It's a flexible, accredited part-time program that works with your busy schedule and allows you to earn your MBA in 2 years. Learn online from the same faculty who teach on campus with the unmatched personalized interaction and support we're known for at Appalachian. Your App State MBA is within reach, wherever you are in life. Take the next step. Apply by July 1st at onlinemba.appstate.edu.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Head coach Dustin Kerns alongside his comments today, presented by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. A 2-0 week for the men's team at home, victories over Marshall and Louisiana. But Coach, there was also a somber moment on Saturday, and I know you have some thoughts that you'd like to share.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with Candace Moore, as she had, tragically lost her husband Jack. And so, Mountaineer family, we're thinking of about Candace and her family, and certainly our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Absolutely. All right, getting to basketball now. Saturday, you guys host Louisiana. You talked about it post-game, the way that you go into that game feeling like you have the depth advantage, and certainly that showed down the stretch. Same thing against Marshall. You outscore Marshall by 13 in the second half. You outscore Louisiana by 14 in the second half. Just talk about the way that you guys have confidence that no matter what the situation is, the way you have fresh legs is so important in the second half of games.
Well, when you've got the fastest player in America, Jordan Marsh, he's going to make the opponents tired, right? Like it's just inevitable. Like you're going to get tired guarding him, right? And so, you know what? Once again, our depth is our strength. I feel like we have 9 starters. We did wear them down, and certainly they have a really good team, a team that was, in the top 4 in the conference with us, and so it was a really good game, high-level game, but we made the plays we needed to make.
Obviously, when you see a guy like Jordan Marsh for the first time, his speed absolutely catches your eye. And Jordan, I don't care what you say, you're fast. As you've gotten to coach him this year, outside of his speed, where have you seen the growth the most?
Well, he's a great kid. He's a great mother, Melissa Jones. He's been well raised. He played at a high level, obviously at Oak Hill and then Moravian. And certainly the speed, the athleticism, you got to also see the athleticism. I think that, a lot of times people think about Xavier Brown and Donovan, all of these athleticism. Jordan has the second highest vertical on our team, and you got to see that at the end of the game. And I called the timeout so we could all enjoy that a little bit longer, including Louisiana, right? But he's a really good athlete, and he's done really well in the school class as well. He had over 3.0 first semester, so just overall a great fit, but has really been big for us this year. And he's had some big moments, and I think his biggest moments are yet to come.
Knowing the returning cast of characters you had this season and bringing Jordan into the fold, and obviously a couple newcomers as well, but Jordan being a freshman, what's kind of the balance that you strike as a coach in terms of wanting to do what is best for the team, but also wanting him to develop, knowing that he's got a lot of basketball ahead?
Well, our guys know I'm always going to make decisions best for the team, and certain games is going to be, things fluctuated. Xavier played 5 minutes against Toledo, played 27. Like, it's just sometimes certain matchups are better for certain players. Jordan has really done well with player development, with film sessions, things like that, and that's what, there's with freshmen, there's always some adjustments, right? But he has really developed and done some things really, really well, and played some really good basketball. I mean, he had some really good games in the preseason. He can just change the game. And then, but also here in the last couple weeks, he's had some really big moments for us.
How does his play change the rest of the team's play, whether it be schematically or just emotionally?
Well, when we've seen some switching teams, right, and some teams are trying to do some switching against us and scheme, like it's really impossible for them to keep him in front. And, I mean, you switch on to him, like he's going to go by you, right? And so he's been really big for us and against opponents that switch. But also just from a defensive standpoint, I think his defense has really improved and gotten better and better each week. And but at the end of the day, like sometimes you can change the game by just speed and pace. And it may not necessarily be what we're doing, it's the pace we're doing it. And he certainly provides a lot of value with something like that. Like there was a point this summer where literally it was hard for him to stop in the sense of he was going so fast, it's hard for him to stop with the basketball, jump stop, and then make a play and so like he's extremely fast and he's really difficult to guard. I think that especially late game, like we can get him the ball. He's shooting 93% from the free throw line in the last 5 games. Well, you saw on Saturday, let's just give him some space and get him the ball. It's really difficult for them to deny him the ball. And then he caught it and dribbled it down. And so he just provides some, he's gotten stronger. He's gained 15 pounds since he's been here. And there's always an adjustment with that stuff. But, like, his improvement keeps getting better and better. And that's exciting because sometimes some guys hit a wall, right? He just keeps getting better and better.
Well, it's been really exciting, especially these last 2 Saturdays at home against Toledo and Louisiana. He's been terrific. We got to take a timeout. Plenty more to get to here on Mountaineer Talk. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues right after this from Learfield.
Sugar has taken its flavor to the next level. A zero sugar cola has never tasted this good, but we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test, starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best zero sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at The Rock.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
You, nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. High up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops, and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine, and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
It's game day, a day where great food, friends, and family always come together. And bringing people together is what Harris Teeter is all about. We make sure you have the best and most delicious game day foods. Whether you're heading to the arena or making your own tailgate at home, Harris Teeter is always game day ready. And you can save big on your game day celebration just by joining EVIC. Sign up today and save hundreds of dollars per month on the items you love most. Harris Teeter, let's game day together.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show, App State fans. Alumni Hall is the official online store of App State Athletics. Shop the latest and largest selection of App State apparel, hats, Yeti, and all your game day gear, including brands like Nike, by visiting Alumni Hall on King Street, or shop them anytime at appstatesports.com or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, the ultimate Mountaineer shopping experience. Back with head coach Dustin Kerns. And coach, when we were wrapping up that last segment, you were talking about Jordan Marsh and kind of the speed at which he played when he first got here and learning to slow down a little bit and make decisions as such. And it reminded me of something that you and your team talk a lot about, and that's playing off two. How would you describe the concept and the importance of being able to stop and distribute?
Yeah, that's just something we really emphasize and is playing off 2 feet. We always say if you're feeling the heat, play off 2 feet, right? And so you're more on balance. You got a chance to maybe finish better. You got a chance to make a pass better. The officials are never going to call if you go off 1 foot, never. But Jordan's, one of his main strengths is his speed. Don't get me wrong. But, we had to really just settle him down at times in a good way, right? I'd much rather do that than try to get a guy to play faster like that. It is a strength of his.
You can get a fast guy to play slow. You can't get a slow guy to play fast, right?
He's been a great addition. He's been a big part of some big wins and success, and he's confident right now, which is great. Our team has a lot of confidence in him, and I think that goes for everybody. I think our team has a lot of confidence in each other, and you could feel that today in our practice, and there's just a lot of confidence, which is good.
I would imagine that's a unique characteristic, right? There's certainly confidence that comes along with success, but not just the way they believe in one another, but you see the way they cheer for one another.
Yeah.
How exciting is that to be a part of and just to see that culture seep through your program?
Well, it's more rare than people think. And we actually showed our team today about 8 clips of our game on Saturday of the bench energy and guys celebrating each other's success. It's not as common as you think, but when you got it, it's special. And certainly we've got guys that truly enjoy seeing each other do well.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about, something that you guys emphasized. We talked about last week off the Toledo game how you guys affected 80% of their shots. It was just a great offensive ball game. And I was hoping you could kind of explain in greater detail what you mean by a shot effect and how you guys go about defining it and emphasizing it.
Yeah, well, what we talk about when we talk about affecting shots is one thing of our pillars of our defense. We have 5 pillars. One of them is affecting shots. And so we are not worried about any sort of mismatch. We do not want any open shots. And so any shot that our opponents take, we want it affected. What does that mean is we alter it, change the rhythm of the shot. They can't just shoot a rhythm shot. And so yell at them. Obviously, we have a certain technique with our closeouts and things that we really emphasize. But at the end of the day, a late effect is better than no effect. And so fly at them. There's no open shots. And our goal is 70% of opponent shots to be, quote, affected. So we're realistic. We know maybe that, I guess 10 to 15 might be open looks. At that particular Toledo game, 81% of our shots we affected. They just made them, right? And people are going to make some affected shots. People are going to miss some open shots, right? But at the end of the day, we want to fly around and affect shots.
We do have a question here on the email line, and it's straight and to the point, Coach. We had over 6,500 fans in the home center on Saturday. 3rd time this year of at least that crowd. What's it like coaching in the home center?
Awesome. The crowd has been amazing. Our students, just like the consistent people that come here to the Ale House on Monday nights, we're just so appreciative of the consistency of our fans. It's a difference maker, right? Home court advantage. When you're playing at home, you want an advantage, right? That should be an advantage. That's why you're playing at home. And so we certainly have had incredible crowds. I think we're on pace to set the attendance record, which would be cool for everybody to be a part of. It's been great. 6,500, it felt like more. And that's what this team has earned, right? But appreciate everybody that has came out in the community and our students it has really, really helped. It has helped the play of our team. It has hurt our opponent.
You talk about earning it. You guys have earned another national TV spot this weekend against Marshall. Let's talk about the week ahead. First, you've Old Dominion, a team that you get to the last 2 weeks in the schedule. You haven't played them yet. And then Marshall, a team that you're playing for the second time in as many weeks. Does that kind of dichotomy, does that change preparation at all, or is it just kind of the same routine that you would go through any other week?
Well, my focus right now is Old Dominion. They've had a lot of close games. It's on the road. One thing that's impressive about Old Dominion is they, have not had a lot of wins yet, but their crowd keeps coming. They're still averaging 6,000-7,000 people. And so it'll be another hostile environment. Certainly we've got to go on the road and find a way to win like we have. And then obviously we'll turn the page on Friday to Marshall, who a team we're familiar with, just playing them last week. But, we've just got to stay in the moment, stay in the present, and focus. Today was our focus, was getting better on the court and staying fresh and getting in the weight room and doing all those things, and then we'll get back to practice tomorrow. But it's our last, quote, long road trip. Some of these road trips, you're gone Wednesday afternoon, maybe to Sunday. You're with us, so like late Saturday night. Like sometimes you can get tired from doing nothing, right? Like you're just kind of sitting on the bus or in a meeting room. But like we've got to find a way to go on the road and beat an Old Dominion who's got a really good program. They're a proud program. It's a program that over the years has won a lot of games. They've gone through some adversity with their coach, going through some health issues. And so sometimes guys rally. And certainly with the position we're in, we've got to realize with the position we're in and know that we've got to go on the road and accept that challenge.
It's interesting. You bring up just kind of the mental toll of travel. And obviously there's a lot of things that you do for the physical wear and tear, the recovery throughout a long season. For you mentally, you've gone through it a long time now. What's kind of the key to being able to weather that storm of just long bus rides, long travel, long season to be mentally fresh, whether it's you, your staff, your players come year's end?
Well, we're pretty strategic with it. And I think the way we approach the week has been beneficial. And, I think that it's a collaborative deal with our players and us as far as this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it on this day. And then this day we're going to do this and then this day. And, we're not leaving until a little bit later Wednesday so our guys can get to class, which is very important. And so we can get to class on Wednesday so we don't miss 3 days instead of 2. But, I think that a lot of thought goes into our approach each week and what's best for this team and keeping them fresh. And, I think it's really helped to this point.
Coach, we're out of time, but appreciate it as always, and good luck this week on the road.
Thanks everybody for being here at the L House. 2 of my favorite Mountaineers, Riggs Kerns is here, and Jeffrey Nelson is here. So glad to see everybody here. Appreciate you. Go Mountaineers, take the stairs.
That's head coach Dustin Kerns. We will flip over to the women's side when we come back. A big 26-point victory against Georgia State on Saturday. Alexis Black joining us right after this. You're listening to Mountaineer Talk. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues next from Learfield.
More than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is an App State alumni-owned full-service geotechnical engineering, environmental, construction materials testing, and special inspections consulting firm based in Hickory. Maintaining pace with the latest technology and developments allows us to provide cost-effective services. The high number of returning clients reflect their confidence in our staff and our ability to provide quality results. Visit us at cbet.net to learn more. Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing. Testing is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
We'll have more Mountaineer talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator who changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you, but first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
Serving the High Country for over 40 years, Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is the #1 independent firm in the region. Blue Ridge Realty delivers exceptional results, handling a full range of real estate services, including sales, rentals, management, and development. Selling or buying? Put our trusted team to work for you. Reach us at 877-962-1986 and at BlueRidgeRealty.net. Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. We're at River Street Ale House, or wherever you might be finding us on Facebook Live or on the radio. Glad you're with us here on this Monday night. Alexis Black joining the show now, and you had quite the week. 16 points on Saturday against Georgia State, following 24 against Marshall on Thursday. What's been working for you out there this last week?
Just confidence running straight through me. I mean, right now, especially, my teammates putting me in good spots, coaches putting me in good spots. I just have to do the rest of the job, putting the ball in the hole, and that's nothing but being confident in who I am and trusting the process.
What's the process of confidence, right? Like, I think it's easy to spot it when someone makes 4 threes, let's say, yeah, right? But what goes on to create that behind the scenes, whether it be the journey in the summer, whether it be practice the week leading up? What are all those little things that breed that confidence?
It's just getting a lot of reps in, especially just me alone. Getting in the gym by myself, especially either with teammates or by myself, mostly by myself. But trusting in who I am, getting a lot of shots up, knowing the game, where I get my shots in the game, and working on that specifically just so when the game comes, I'm ready to take that shot.
So often the biggest jump in development is that freshman to sophomore year that you're seeing. What's it been like for you once you've gotten 1 year under your belt and kind of get the speed of college basketball? What's the process been like over the summer and getting ready for this second year?
It was definitely a struggle, especially early on throughout the season, just because I was so within my head. I didn't know my place within the team. But speaking with the coaches, speaking with my teammates, they really gassed me back into who I am. So just praising them throughout my process.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because your role has changed throughout the year. Sometimes you're starting, sometimes you're coming off the bench. Not that in and of itself completely defines your role, but it seems like you've gotten to a point where you're not only playing well, but it doesn't really matter exactly where you start the game. You're still able to come in and contribute. What's that development been like?
I don't try to get in my head about whether I'm a starter or not. Just when I get that opportunity to go out there, make it the best opportunity that's presented to me. So coach would come to me day before a game. You starting today. All right, cool. Whatever you need me to do. I might bring you off the bench. Whatever you need me to do, coach, I'll do it. That's all.
You're easy to coach.
Always. I always try to be coachable.
You talk about your own personal growth. What about the growth for the team this year? I know that we've talked about it on the show previously, that health has been a factor, but where have you seen this team, now that it's healthy, take its biggest strides?
We always had a next man up mentality. But now that the team is almost fully healthy, probably 90% healthy, it's just the chemistry now, playing with the people that we didn't have at the beginning of the season, playing with them now. And hasn't been a hard transition, just knowing who we have. So being confident in the people that's coming back.
You guys have had a couple big wins in Sun Belt play this season. You had a 27-point win earlier this year, 26-point win on Saturday. How much fun is it when you guys are up and you just continue to pile it on? And beyond the fun, just the importance of being able to sustain that all the way through.
I think for me, when we have fun, that's when we play our best basketball. Just knowing when we go out there, we're playing for each other. And the goal at the end of the day is to win. So whatever we have to do to win, we're going to do it together. And we've established that every game.
You talk about the way you guys have fun and celebrate each other. And at the end of that Georgia State game, Coach empties the bench, right? How much fun is it rooting on your teammates who might not get quite as much minutes? Because you guys looked, the way you guys were on the bench celebrating their success, I think I always judge not the player who scores, but the way their teammates celebrate them.
Yeah, I always think about it like this. We get the opportunity to go out there every night, and they don't hesitate when it comes to cheering us on. So when it comes to them, we should be the same way.
All right, let's go back a little bit. You're playing high school basketball. You're going through recruiting. How does App State get on your radar? How would you describe the journey here to Boone?
Well, AAU ball it's a big transition. I actually started pretty late, so I didn't have the luxury of playing early. Just Angel reached out to me, and Coach Pierce, he's not here anymore, but he reached out to me. And I guess they came to see me one game, and I was so nervous, I shot an air ball in front of Coach Angel. But I guess she's seeing something in me that I didn't, and I trust her for that.
That's really cool. What have you enjoyed most about just being up here in Boone the last 2 years?
Just the relationships I've made throughout 2 years of me being here. Especially good food like Ale House.
Yeah.
Beautiful mountains, crazy weather. It can change just like that. 20 degrees, tomorrow maybe 60. But all around, just the environment.
Alexis, appreciate the time. It's been great having you on the show and great watching you play the last few games.
Appreciate it.
Alexis Black joining us here tonight on Mountaineer Talk. We will take a timeout, and head coach Angel Elderkin will be with us right after this. It's Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues next from Learfield.
Covering App State service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
You've already come to know UNC Health Blue Ridge as the home of compassionate and high-quality care. Now, with the opening of our $38 million cancer center this fall and a new 6-story patient tower next fall, UNC Health Blue Ridge has become the standard for growth and innovation. The tower project on our Morganton campus will have advanced critical care patient rooms and a rooftop helipad. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward for the mountain region. Visit us at unchealthblueridge.org to learn more.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, provides exceptional quality windows, siding, doors, and more. They are headquartered right here in North Carolina and have enhanced over 100,000 homes across over 30 counties for over 25 years. Improving your largest investment with energy-efficient products and creating amazing curb appeal is what they do best. From the high country to the Triad and the Catawba Valley to Asheville and beyond. Call, click, or visit Window World, the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics today.
Mountaineer fans love driving Subarus from Modern Subaru of Boone. And when you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online. Or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. Get started at modernsubaruofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
You're You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Head coach Angel Elderkin alongside as we continue talking App State women's basketball and coach your team. A big 26-point win here on Saturday on a pink day over Georgia State, and we were just talking with Alexis Black. She was a big part of it. But you guys had 4 in double figures. Just describe the success and the way that your team played with such confidence here on Saturday.
Yeah, I think Lex talked about it. She actually talked about it post-game when I was listening to her post-game, and then today. Just think the chemistry of our team. There's a really good chemistry, and there's a confidence, and we're just sharing the ball really, really well. And we're just starting to really play for each other and play with each other well. But I just can't speak enough to our chemistry.
What's changed in that regard? Not to say that you had poor chemistry early, but just what allows it to start clicking? I would imagine health is part of it, but just kind of how would you describe the way the teams come together?
I think, we went through a stretch where we played a lot of the top teams in a row. Marshall, JMU, Old Dominion, and I think during that stretch we realized that we can compete with these teams. We just needed to be the best version of ourselves. And then, we got an Emily Carver back healthy. We got a Taylor Lewis back healthy. And I think both of them bring a level of confidence to the court. But I also like to speak about Lex and having her here, during that time when Emily's out, she has to really step up and take on a lot. And I think it was one of the best things that happened to her because during that time she just grew. She got to be herself. And continue to develop and be confident in her shot and really fill a void. And now she's playing her best basketball along with others. And so I think that's always the goal as a coach is when you start to approach March, you want to be playing your best. And I feel like our team is very confident right now.
She talked about her confidence certainly a moment ago, but in addition to just simply shot making, and I know that's a big part of the game, like where have you seen her growth this year?
The 3-ball, she's always been somebody that can go and get her own bucket and create her own shot, very good off a ball screen. But her 3, the fact that she's hitting the 3 and can go 4 for 4 in games has been really outstanding for her. And I just think that's what she does on her own. When she's in the gym, we're always trying to work on getting her off a ball screen and getting her to finish. But the 3 was something I think she took time and put time in and has really become really consistent from the 3.
Well, and your team shot the 3-ball really well this week. I think it was 12 against Marshall, 14 made threes against Georgia State. And I think to your point, it's harder and harder to guard the 3 when there's more and more effective 3-point shooters on the floor, and now that it's not just Emily Carver and Faith Alston, but Alexis is shooting it well, Shea Harris is shooting it well. Like, what challenges? If you're going to put on the hat of the opposing coach scouting to be able to have 4 or 5 different players that can really step up and make 3-pointers, how much pressure does that put on the other team?
I think it puts a ton, and I know for us as coaches, we're looking back at our Old Dominion series and our JMU series, and both of those coaches had the mindset that they were going to stop Faith. Well, now, who are you going to stop? Or, so I think now when you bring other weapons to the table, it's not just stopping a Faith or stopping an Emily. We have multiple players on the court that can score the ball.
We had Evan Turkish on the show a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about analytics. And I know the 3-point shot in basketball and the analytics community has come a long way in terms of how many threes you should be taking as a team. And just kind of discuss your evolution as a coach throughout your career and kind of where the 3-point shot has changed in terms of how you coach your teams.
Yeah, I think a couple years ago I went to really a philosophy where we take threes, we take key shots, so in the paint and free throws. And because the analytics say that those shots are worth more and those are higher percentage shots. So we kind of went all in on that in terms of our offense. Now, there's always give backs, and like Lex is sitting in here and she's kind of a give back to that because she has a really nice mid-range game. So I'm always willing to give back if there is that elite player. But I really do love the 3-ball. I think it energizes our team. But if you notice, we're not a just one pass away 3-point shooting team. I am a paint point coach. And so our threes come from what we call dominoes of getting a paint touch and then spraying it out. And so really we emphasize that paint touch first, and we like to take stationary catch and shoot threes.
What does that change for the defense when you get the ball in the paint? Is it simply just collapsing them?
Yeah, I think when you have somebody like Faith Alston, who's kind of our engine, and she comes off the ball screen, and she is that domino to fall. So when Faith is able to come off a ball screen, get downhill, get the defense to help, she just finds that open player. So, you got to have multiple players that can attack the paint and create what we call dominoes.
All right, we got to take a quick break, but plenty more to get to on the show tonight. And before we do, Mountaineers want to make sure you check out App State's online MBA, which allows you to earn our nationally recognized MBA from wherever you are. Check it out online at onlinemba.appstate.edu. We'll chat more with head coach Angel Elderkin right after this. And it's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. It continues next from Learfield.
Triple T Pumping is country with the highest quality septic pumping for more than 20 years. Triple T Pumping services Watauga, Ashe, and Avery County and specializes in both residential and commercial septic and grease pumping and porta-john rentals. Triple T also has restroom trailers to rent out for special events. To learn more about all of Triple T's pumping services and to get on their schedule, make sure to visit TripleTpumping.com or by giving them a call at 828-262-5745. Triple T Pumping's proud partner of App State Athletics.
For over 60 years, Daniel Boone Inn has been serving Boone and the High Country delicious family-style meals that take you back to your grandma's table. Whether it's our family-style dinner with our signature fried chicken and country ham biscuits served with traditional Southern vegetables, or our classic Southern breakfast with such favorites as scrambled eggs, local country ham, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and more, you're sure to feel right at home at the Daniel Boone Inn. So be sure to stop by in pregame, postgame, or let us prepare your next tailgate at The Rock.
We'll have more Mountaineer Talk right after these local messages on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
You, nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. High up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops, and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine, and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now for more App State Hoops talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show, talking App State women's basketball with head coach Angel Elderkin. And Coach, you talked earlier on this season about the way in which your team has grown in your performance the second time you play a team. And I thought that was really evident this week. You go to toe-to-toe with Marshall for 3.5 quarters, I'd say, and they pull away a little bit at the end, but the top team in the league, and you really hung with them the whole way, and then just an explosion against Georgia State. How do you continue to grade your team on the way they play one of those East Conference foes the second time around?
Yeah, I think the staff does a really good job of just kind of dissecting game one, and our players are great. I think I told you last week is like experience is a great teacher. So now when you go in that film room the second time around, they know it. And I think one of the powerful things that we've been saying is like, hey, we're not the same team that played, and we're able to show them the areas that we kind of beat ourselves. And so I think that's one of the biggest commitments that our team has made is like, let's not beat ourselves. Like, let's take care of the basketball. Let's box out. let's take really good shots. And so we've kind of have this formula going in terms of how we're practicing, and a lot of our prep is really on us. And I think when we shifted the focus, I had even said to the team, I said, I'm spending too much time. I know everything that the opponent's going to do, and I don't know enough about what App State's going to do. And I felt like once that I made that shift, and it's all been about App State and how we grow, I feel like I've been able to grow our team much better.
Well, it kind of takes away what I was going to ask you about the upcoming opponents. So we'll try to kind of do it anyway. You've got 4 games left in the season, and you've got a challenging finish to conference play. This week at home against Old Dominion and James Madison. Next week on the road against Troy and Ark State. Those first 3 teams, 3 of the top 4 right now in the current standings, but there's a whole logjam in the middle. I know based on what you just said that your focus is App State, but to have an opportunity to climb in the standings with really quality opponents the rest of the way, I mean, yes, it's a challenge, but also I would think it's a major opportunity to really create some separation.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you look at those teams, I mean, it's so close, the league, but I do think that for us to do that, to see the challenge and the opportunity, it still goes back to us. It goes back to us taking care of the ball, and it goes back to us rebounding the ball. So many things are going to happen during the game, but those 2 things are the keys to our success.
Last week, a big week at home, not just on the floor, but off the floor as well. You had Education Day on Thursday. Just let's start there. Just looking across the court and seeing the kids and seeing the enthusiasm they had. What was that like?
It was awesome. I love that start for our team. I thought we started so well. The crowd was so loud. It was so great. And then even at the end, just to hear the kids like just chanting App State. We knew at that point we weren't going to win the game, but they were still on their feet, and they were still chanting. So I love that education game. So many familiar faces keep coming back, and they continue to support us. So that was a lot of fun.
And then on Saturday, to win like that and to do it on Pink Day and a cause that's so near and dear to your heart, I would imagine it made that victory even sweeter to do it on a day where you're playing for something more.
Yeah, it was a great day. I really appreciate our fan base just getting behind our fight. To have the survivors walk out with our team was such a special moment for our team and for them. I know the Chuck-a-Duck was a huge success, so that was just awesome. And then the other thing on Saturday was our alumni were in the stands, and so I really asked our 2018-19 team that won the WBI to come back. Because this team has so many similarities, and they did, and they shared a moment with our team in the locker room. So a lot of special things happened this weekend.
What are those similarities that you see from that team to this one?
Just the way that this team competes and the way that team competed are kind of like our schedule and trajectory has been very similar. We hadn't had a winning non-conference record since that year. If you look at where we're at right now with our record in conference, we were at the same place in February. We had to do some special things, but we had a core group. I think this year this team has a core group, and so they just remind me a lot of that group.
So what did that team do down the stretch from this point on that you'd like your current team to replicate?
I remember going down to Troy and getting blasted, and then having to go to South Al within 48 hours. Right, and we had to beat South Al to either finish in the top 4 or like play in the playing game, and we ended up winning. And then we went down in the tournament, and we won our first game against Coastal, and then we beat a Georgia State team who we hadn't beat that year at a buzzer, Maddie Story at the buzzer, and then we ended up losing to Little Rock to go to the finals. But then that team got a postseason bid.
Great memories, and we hope to make more of them again this year. Coach, appreciate the time as always.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thanks everyone for coming out and for your support on the Pink game. And hope to see you at the home center for the next 2.
Couple big ones at home this week. Head coach Angel Elderkin with us. App State Athletics would like to extend a special thank you to Arby's for their sponsorship of this upcoming Saturday's women's basketball game against James Madison. Thank you to Arby's for their support of App State Athletics. It's James Madison on Saturday, Old Dominion at 6:30 on Thursday. We'll dive more into that as we wrap up the show right after this from Learfield.
You've already come to know UNC as the home of compassionate and high-quality care. Now, with the opening of our $38 million cancer center this fall and a new 6-story patient tower next fall, UNC Health Blue Ridge has become the standard for growth and innovation. The tower project on our Morganton campus will have advanced critical care patient rooms and a rooftop helipad. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward for the mountain region. Visit us at unchealthblueridge.org to learn more.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Mountaineer Talk is back in 60 seconds after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
Come join us for the best dining experience in Boone at The Beacon. Whether you're looking for a special place to mark an important milestone or just a casual meetup with friends, we've got you covered. Our menu is purposefully created to feature local and seasonal ingredients, artisan cocktails, and the best cornbread in town. Keep up with our weekly live music schedule, rotating menus, and other fun events and happenings by visiting BooneBeacon.com or by following us on Instagram. The Beacon is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show as we wrap things up here tonight at River Street Ale House, and we know you're enjoying your time here, but also make sure to check out Town Tavern Blowing Rock. They've got a great dining experience as well, open for lunch, dinner, and later. 19 flat-screen TVs for you to catch the game, and they also boast the largest outdoor dining area in the high country, so make sure to stop by Town Tavern Blowing Rock for your next trip to the high country. Again, the women at home this week, they take on Old Dominion at 6:30, JMU then on Saturday at 2, and right now, right in the thick of it, in the Sun Belt women's basketball standing, 7-7 on the year, but just 2 games back of that 4th spot and final bye heading into the conference tournament. So a big opportunity here down the stretch. The men on the road this week at Old Dominion at 7 o'clock on Thursday night, then at Marshall on Saturday. That ball game's been moved to 6 as it's been picked up. It'll air on either ESPN2 or ESPNU. If you missed any of the show tonight, check it out tomorrow morning in podcast form as part of the Nothing But an App State podcast umbrella. Thanks to Matty Yates. Thanks to Alex Francis back inside our studios. I'm Matt Present, and we will see you next week on Mountaineer Talk.